this digital library workshop. I am Craig Anderson. I'm one of the many helpful and enthusiastic librarians at Kane University. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to, this is a slide with my contact information on it. If you feel like you're struggling, if you feel like you need any kind of extra help, please feel free to contact me. That's my email is probably the best way to contact me. You can also contact me through this phone number. That's when I'm in my office. Our office hours are a little bit wonky now, for one thing because of the weather, but for another thing, just because we have kind of limited hours, while we're still in the time of COVID. You don't have to add me on Instagram. I will not be heartbroken. That's fine. On this slide, I've also included Blackboard information. This slide I was actually using for a Blackboard presentation that I was giving, but I just kind of left this Blackboard information here because it's sometimes helpful for people to have. So that's the main Blackboard support number. If you call this number, you're actually calling Blackboard, the company. So they'll be able to answer your technical issues with Blackboard, but not necessarily Kane-specific questions. For those, you're probably better off contacting OSIS, that's the Office of Computer and Information Services, and they can help you with technical difficulties like from the Kane support side. And usually this time of year, they get pretty slammed, so please be patient with them if it takes them a little while to get to your questions. There's also this other site, kane.edusupportcenter.com, that's can help you with some basic troubleshooting issues that you might have with the Kane network and connectivity. And then finally, this is our site, learningcommons.kane.edu is the site you would go to get to the Learning Commons resources. And we're going to go there right now. You can also go there by going to just library.kane.edu for right now. That will also take you there. I keep saying I should fix this so that all these websites show up on the same line. But I'm going to go there right now. Right now, when you go to learningcommons.kane.edu, it will take you to this site. And the first thing we get is this kind of obtrusive pop-up window that comes up. Welcome to the LC engagement zone. This is something that we put up back last spring when we all went into quarantine, so that people coming to the website would have the main things that you would need if you're coming to the Learning Commons website. So we've got like tutoring services, research support. You can schedule an appointment with a librarian. We have Blackboard support here, all of our OER resources. And then, of course, we have this live 24/7 chat service. And that's also in this little window right here. You'll see Learning Commons support chat. The Learning Commons support chat is staffed by the librarians and library staff during the day. Yes? Oh, sorry. It's staffed by the librarians and Learning Commons staff during the day. And then after hours, it's staffed by like a national network. So if you go to the chat service here, you just need to put in your name and, well, not my name and a question. And then somebody on the other end will be able to answer your question. It should be a librarian or other library staff worker. So they should be able to help you with your research questions, but again, they might not be able to answer any Kane-specific questions. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to minimize both these pop-ups. Just going to go up here and X these out. Do you have any questions up to this point? Okay. Oh, I see somebody's calling you. Hi.
I was trying to join on the meeting, and it says somebody needs to let me in.
Oh,
I'm
really?
on the phone now.
Okay.
I decided to call in just to see if it works, and I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry about that. I guess I should have gotten a pop-up that said, there's somebody trying to get in, but since I didn't create this, I guess that's why I can't, even though I'm listed as being the host, I guess I'm not able to let somebody in. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to contact my colleague who did create this session. So,
Are you on the Google Meet now?
yes.
Is the code QYIVVFXXEF?
Yes, that's it.
Huh. Yeah, I clicked on the link and it's just asking to join, it says. I've been here for 9 minutes. That's why I figured I'd
I'm so
call
sorry.
in. That's
Yeah, no,
okay.
that was a
I'm
good
just
idea.
making sure I'm not missing.
Hold on one second. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
And thank you for your patience. So I just sent a text message to the other librarian. She's the one who set all these up, but she set me as the host, so I'm surprised that it's not giving me a notification to let you in.
I don't mind staying on my phone, but are you presenting your screen to show?
Yeah, I
or,
am.
Um,
Yeah, I'm doing that now. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and hopefully my colleague will see that message and be able to let you in.
sure, thank you.
In the meantime, are you okay with staying on your phone
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
now? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm going back to I'm at the Learning Commons homepage right now. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into something called WorldCat Discovery. That's kind of the main. Okay, my colleague just said she can let you in. It's going to take her a minute because she has to log into, the Google Meet now. So, okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you all is WorldCat Discovery. This is kind of our main catalog. It used to be just our book catalog, but now it includes some articles and, of course, ebooks as well, and open educational resources, which is kind of the new thing that we're doing, just kind of open access resources on the web. So I'm going to do a search here, and this is called WorldCat. WorldCat is kind of sort of short for World Catalog. Librarians love to abbreviate the word catalog to just cat because most of us are crazy cat ladies. I've got 4. So I'm going to go here. Does somebody have something in specific that they would like me to search for?
Entertainment.
Entertainment? Okay. Let's search for entertainment. Nice and basic. So now, when it does the search, entertainment, exclamation point. When it does the search, what it usually does is it defaults to only resources held by the Kane University Nancy Thompson Library. It will have, or no, it won't have, unless we check this box. You can check off the box here for libraries worldwide, and then it will include other resources held by other universities and public libraries and institutions. But no matter which of these you select, whether it's all the libraries or just our library, it always gives precedence to the Kane Library. So only things held by Kane Library are going to come up first. So if we're looking for something very general about entertainment, if we scroll down, we notice that this goes to 5 pages and probably more. When we get to the later pages, it's going to start giving us things from other universities. If we look for a very specific book, the cinematography in the entertainment industry from 1980 to 1992 or something like that. If it was a very specific book that we were looking for and it's something that Kane doesn't have, as long as we select libraries worldwide, it's probably going to bring that up first. So that's the main difference between having this set for libraries worldwide or having it set for just our library. But you'll find out that our library does have plenty of resources available. We do have ebooks. Ebooks are pretty straightforward. You can just click here to view the ebook. And then, I have to sign in because I'm off campus right now. I'm at home. They sent us home early. So you sign in, and this brings us to the ebook. And as soon as this loads,
I do have a question.
yeah, okay, absolutely.
So I did have an assignment and I was actually looking for an article. Does it default automatically to books?
It does default automatically to books. If you're looking for an article, you'd probably be better off using the databases, and I'm going to show you them in a little bit.
Okay.
But let me go back here just... oh, sorry, I have to go back to the results page. It does default to showing mostly books, but if you look on the side here, we can limit this so that it's only articles or only manuscripts, only downloadable articles. So you could do something like that, and then it will be only the articles. It will eliminate the books. Sorry, it's taking a little while to upload. So you can use the WorldCat to find articles, but in a little while, I'm going to show you how it's usually a lot easier to use the databases themselves. And now I clicked off the books. Okay, this is the book I was looking at. It was an ebook. And I share this tab instead. So as I said before, the ebooks are really straightforward. You can just go to a particular... You can read the whole book here in this very large panel. Or we can skip ahead to a particular chapter on the side here if we want to. One of the things that I love about ebooks is that they're so searchable. So if we want to search for a particular word or phrase, like we're searching through entertainment, if we just want to look for the word like movies, for example, really only one instance of the word movies in this whole book on entertainment. Okay. So this will take you exactly to that page that shows you where in this book the term movies appears. And in this case, it seems to be just a reference. Very strange. I can't believe there's only one instance. Okay, movie brings up a few more. And then it will usually highlight where that word appears in the text. Now, when you look through this book, where is the main display of this book? It looks like in this case you can fully download the book. That's rare. I was going to say usually you can download maybe up to like 20% of the book. So if it's like a 100-page book, then that's 20 pages. They usually limit the amount of pages from the book you can download onto your computer because they just don't want anybody to be operating an illegal publishing house out of their basement or anything like that. So sometimes you can download a limited portion of the book. And it's the same for printing it out. You can only print out a certain number of pages. But in this case, it looks like you can just fully download this whole book. Oh, it says print email save 10 pages. Oh, that's a very small amount. But that's the way the ebooks work. There should be a also on this page, you can download a permalink, so you can always get to this book. You don't have to go searching for it every time you want to get to it. Just download this permalink, and this is the link that will always take you to this book specifically. Okay, I'm going to go back to our result list just really quickly. Now this one here, this is a book that we actually have in our library in the building. A Gun for Sale and Entertainment. It's a print book from 1936, but by Graham Greene. In this case, what we have going on with the books for right now, and I don't know how long this is still going to be in place, but for right now, we have our second and third floor of the building are kind of like cordoned off. So you can't just come into the Learning Commons and check out a book. What you would have to do is go online and place a hold on the book. When you place the hold, we get an alert that somebody wants to put this book on hold, and then we go upstairs and get it and check it in. And then you, as the person who put the hold, you'll get an email telling you that this book is now on hold for you. and there'll be a little calendar app where you can set a time and a date for you to come in and pick that book up. We just do that so that we don't get a line of people at the circulation at the front desk for right now, while we're in the time of COVID. So it's a little bit of a clunky system right now. You just have to put the hold and then wait to get the email where you can schedule a time for yourself to come in. So that's the way this is working right now. Now, this is for books that we actually have in our building. If this was a book that we didn't have, if you saw this book come up and it says it's not, it's available at other libraries worldwide, that would just be an indication that this particular book is held by other libraries. And here, instead of place hold, there would be a little button that says to order this through interlibrary loan. Interlibrary loan is a service through which we can order things from other libraries. If there's a book that you really need, but Kane doesn't have it, if it's held by Montclair or William Patterson or something, we can order it from those libraries, and they deliver it to us kind of with the understanding that someday down the road, there's going to be a Montclair student that's really going to need a book that Kane has, so we're just going to deliver that to them. So it becomes like a free trade agreement between libraries. The downside of interlibrary loan is that it can sometimes take a week or 2 weeks for the book to get here. So interlibrary loan is not the service to use if it's like the night before the paper's due and this is when you're getting to it. But it can be very helpful if you have enough advance notice and you realize that there's a book that you need from somewhere else. And of course, you can get to interlibrary loan by looking through the book catalog. Like I said, if we didn't have this book, it would appear here. Instead of placehold, it would say order this through interlibrary loan. Or if you go back to the Learning Commons homepage and get rid of the obtrusive pop-ups, under our services, you can go to an interlibrary loan form and fill out the form, and that will take you directly to interlibrary loan so you can order something. Let's see, where was my... Oh, no, that's not it. I have to look again to entertainment. Sorry about that. Entertainment went. And the other thing that I meant to mention before was, where did the book go? That was here. Okay, here's another one. When you do look up a book in our system, this is another one that we do have in our library, and it says placehold right there. But down here, it also says libraries worldwide, based on, this is the address of the Learning Commons right here. So it's telling us that the next closest library to us that has this is Seton Hall. Actually, that's weird. It says Seton Hall first and then Kane University Library. So Seton Hall has this book. NYU has this book. Elizabeth Public Library has it. Wayne Public Library. So if you were looking for, if this was a book that you really need, and for whatever reason Kane doesn't have it, I mean, it does have this one, but let's pretend that it doesn't. If Kane didn't have this book, you'd know that Seton Hall has it. So if you have like a younger brother or sister that goes to Seton Hall, or if you know somebody who knows somebody that can go to Seton Hall Library and get this book for you, you can do that as well. And again, the search location is based on Kane University Nancy Thompson Library. I don't know why that comes up second. But if you were like, I'm all the way down here in Brick, New Jersey, down ashore, I can put in my zip code, and now I see that Asbury Park Public Library is a little bit closer to me than Seton Hall, or the Cooper Union Library. I don't even know where the Cooper Union Library is, but it could provide a map for me. So it's right here in, oh, it's in New York. Okay. All right, so this is our WorldCat catalog. This is our book catalog. And I know I've been going through this really quickly. Here's a journal, Entertainment Close Up, and you can access that journal online. It's an e-magazine, apparently. Does anybody have any questions about the WorldCat catalog before we get into the databases? No? Okay. So now I'm going back to the Learning Comes Up. I should mention that you can always get back to our homepage by just clicking on this Kane logo up top here. And that's how I've been going back to the homepage. Yeah. So a lot of your research, however, is going to come from the databases, the online databases that we subscribe to. Kane subscribes to 233 databases right now. All these databases are provided by different vendors and companies, and all they do is they provide for us kind of like online access to journals, magazines, newspapers. Some of them are streaming video, some of them are streaming audio. Now, all of these databases, they're all subscription services. We subscribe to them. So if you would wanted to get a subscription to one of these databases yourself, they are ridiculously expensive, but you get them for free as Kane students. That's a lie. You don't get them for free. You pay your tuition. This is how we spend your tuition. So it's a good idea to use them. They're usually a lot more reliable information than, say, Google. If you happen to have a favorite database, you can just go there on this alphabetical list. Or you can pull down this little menu of subjects. If you want to look for a particular subject, environmental sciences, English and literature, film and media. In fact, I'm going to go to the film and media because somebody before had suggested entertainment. And then when I go to film and media, for example, it's going to show me up here the best bets. This is the best one to use. This is one I was going to go to anyway. This is the best bet to use for anything within film and media. We also have arts and humanities. We have the BBC Shakespeare plays. It's streaming video. It's all the plays from the BBC. The Broadway HD collection by Alexander Street Press. That's got a lot of good features. 19 full-length Broadway plays. No, they don't have Hamilton, unfortunately. But for right now, I'm just going to go to this one called Communication and Mass Media Complete. You'll notice that this is an EBSCO database. Librarians like to call EBSCO a database. It's actually a host of databases. That's why they call it EBSCO host sometimes. I like to think of EBSCO as a big evil corporation. They've been like buying up these lesser databases in their bid for global domination. And there's a funny story associated with that. That's only funny if you're a librarian over 40. So I'm gonna do a search here. I'm gonna search for something besides just entertainment. I'm trying to think of something I could put in. Entertain. And you know what? I'm gonna put in mental health. So now, what I'm doing here is, these are a few of the librarian tips and tricks that I want to demonstrate to you. I'm going to put in the word entertainment, but I'm going to shorten that and put an asterisk here. Let me embiggen this for you a little bit. So I'm shortening the word entertainment and putting an asterisk right here. The asterisk acts as a truncation symbol. In like 99% of the databases that we subscribe to, that asterisk, that little star, will count as a truncation symbol. So this will try and find for you any word that starts with the letters ENTERTAIN. So it'll find the word entertainment, but it'll also find the word entertainer or entertainers, entertaining, entertainment, I said that. So it won't just find that one single word. It finds all the different variations of that word. And it's usually a bit of an art form to like find the perfect amount of letters to include there. Like we could have shortened this to just ENT, and mental health. That would find a lot about entertaining and entertainment and entertainers, but it's also going to find the word entomology and endoscopy and all these other words that have nothing to do with entertainment. So I want to leave at least, I could do entertain. That's probably enough. that it will still get words that are associated with entertainment or the entertainment industry. And then I just put an and in here. They like you to use these little connector words. This is called Boolean searching. It was developed by a guy named Boole, George, I think, Boole. He was a mathematician, so this starts looking like an algorithm when you get really in-depth into it. And then I'm using the term mental health, but I put that in quotation marks. Anytime you have a 2-word phrase or a 3-word phrase or a 14-word phrase, it's always a good idea to put quotes around that. That will keep those 2 words together in the search. I'm not interested in an article that has the word mental in one paragraph and health in another one. I only want it when it's those 2 words together. Now, if I were looking for things about entertainment and mental health, I can keep adding search terms here. I can add, and movies, and film, and media, and radio, and podcasts. I can just keep adding things to this. But the more search terms I use, I'm narrowing that search down to the one magical article that's got all of those words in it. And that article might not exist. So I usually like to stick to 2 or 3. Let's look. And depression, depressing, depressive. I usually like to stick to 2 or 3 different search terms. And then if this brings me like 17 billion results, then I'll know that, I can probably use a few more search terms. No results were found, really. Did I spell something wrong? Or is there just nothing about entertainment and mental health? Oh, okay. So yeah, there's only 19 on entertainment and mental health. Okay. So that's probably why there was 0 on depression. I find that kind of hard to believe. I would think there would be something. So when EBSCO or most of the databases, when they do the search, it will do them in order of relevance. So this will try and find the most relevant item for our search. So it found an article here with mental health right there in the title. It mentions home entertainment equipment here in the subject headings. I'm going to talk to you about the subject headings in a little bit. This one's actually not an article, it's a conference proceeding. If we look over on the side here, we'll notice these articles go back to 1993. We might not be interested in articles from like back when I was in college. So we can just, let's say, last 10 years. And that narrowed it down to 2. Oh, no, to 12. Okay, better. Now, some of these say, like, for example, it says PDF full text. That's really great because that means it has the entire article or entire conference paper in this case. It has the entire conference paper right there. We can just click on PDF full text. It's going to open it. It's taking its time. I don't know why it's going so slow. It might be my internet. Okay, there we go. So here's the whole conference paper. It's what, like, 32 pages. That's not so bad. So you could download this, or print it out depending on, what kind of things you have at home. I'm going to go back to the result list. Now, it doesn't have the full text in all cases. This first one, for example, has linked full text. A linked full text means that this particular database that we're looking through, if you'll remember, we're looking through Communication and Mass Media Complete. Apparently, this database doesn't have the full text for this article, but maybe it's in a different EBSCO database. Okay, so it took us to this one, and here is the full article. Somehow, EBSCO had a link to that article, even though it didn't have the article in its database. So, let's go back here. So, yeah, if you see an article that says linked full text, it's usually a good idea to click on that. I just want to warn you that some of the time when you click on linked full text, it will like take you to a paid site where you can like put in your credit card number and order the article online. And I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money, but like, don't do that ever. I mean, you can if you're independently wealthy and you want to, pay a lot of money for an article, you can do that. It's not supposed to take you to a paid site. It's meant to take you to a site where you can get this article for free or, with their tuition dollars. But sometimes it gets its wires crossed or like the subscription will expire. So it'll wind up taking you to a paid site. So that's entirely up to you. But bear in mind that you can always order that article through interlibrary loan by going back to the Kane homepage, or the Learning Commons homepage. There's an article here that has it has the full text both as a PDF, also as HTML. HTML is a little bit different. It has the full text of the article, just not formatted in that pretty PDF way. So when you're looking at a PDF, you're getting an actual picture of exactly the way that it appeared in the original publication. But when you're looking at an HTML version, you're getting all of the words. So this is all of the words that were in that particular article. So you're really not missing anything. Sometimes they might not include, like this one says photo color above, but they're not showing you the photo. So sometimes you might be missing on like some photos from the article, or maybe a chart or a graph. Usually if it's really important to the article, they'll try and reproduce it in the text, or, like what the results are. But the one thing that I do like about HTML full text is that you can then have the article read to you in American, Australian, or British accent.
The glaciers are melting. Your income is insecure, and critics pan the last thing you worked on.
So you can listen to this article if you want to,
self-destruct
maybe get some stuff done around your house, just kind of like have it on the background. You can also download the MP3 of this article if you want to like listen to it in your car, if you're not afraid of falling asleep behind the wheel, probably. But that's when an article appears as HTML. And if we went to the PDF, we'd see that it was exactly the same words in that article as well, but just formatted differently. Let's see. Now, the thing that I'm looking for, and I'm not seeing it here. Ah, there it is. So sometimes when EBSCO doesn't have an article at all, EBSCO doesn't have access to this article, for example, it does have the thing called Full Text Finder. Full Text Finder is very similar to what I showed you above, linked full text. Full Text Finder is designed to find the article if it exists in another database somewhere. So EBSCO doesn't have this, but it does have the Full Text Finder. And I do want to call your attention to this blue-green kind of icon here. This icon is the icon for Full Text Finder. And in the EBSCO host databases, it actually says Full Text Finder right next to it. In some of the other databases that we have access to, it will just show you this little symbol here, and you're supposed to magically know what that means. But in EBSCO, it actually tells us that this is the Full Text Finder. So if we click on this, this might give us the sad page. Oh, sad page. Okay. Sometimes when you click on Full Text Finder, it gives you the sad page, but I don't know if you can read this on your screen. It says up here, if the page does not display, then open the page in a new window. They just want us to try and open this page in a new window, and that takes us to the full article. So if you see an article in EBSCO or in any database, and it has either, this little full text finder symbol here, or if it says linked full text, try clicking on that, and that will usually, 9 times out of 10, it will take you to the full article. The thing about Full Text Finder is that it's smart enough that, oh, sorry, I'm not sharing the right tab. The thing about Full Text Finder is that it's smart enough, and I don't have an example here. If the article is not available in any of the databases that we subscribe to, then that little Full Text Finder link just won't show up. There'll just be a little blank space down there, and you'll be kind of left in the lurch. I'm sorry, I'm making you dizzy now. Yeah, Full Text Finder won't show up if the article is not available in any database. So in that case, you're out of luck. It's okay to panic, but bear in mind you can always use interlibrary loan. One last thing I was going to tell, or actually 2 last things. Librarians love to use the word "and" when we're using the searches here, this and that and something else. You can also use the word "or." And one example that I love to use for this is teen, and I'm truncating the word teen, so it's teen, teens, teenager, teenagers, etc. or adolescence. Try cleaning that one too. So it's adolescent, adolescence, adolescence. So when we use the word or, we're saying we want to find an article that's about entertainment for teens or adolescents. We really don't care whether the article calls them teens or if it calls them adolescents. For the purposes of our research, we're just going to say that adolescents and teens are the same thing. I mean, they mostly are. There's a little bit of a difference there, but we just want somebody in this age group. And whenever I use or, I always put parentheses around the two phrases that are defined by or, because I want to find any article that has the word entertainment in it and either one of those two. I don't care. So the article knows it's these two terms that are interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. So I can, now we got 127 articles. That's a little bit better. And does it still have our time? Yes, it still has the limited time timeline. So, here's one in Spanish. If any of you are fluent in Spanish, you can read this one as well. If you go over on the side here, it will tell you language. So it'll tell you all the languages that these articles are in. And most of them are English, but they also have, a few in Spanish, some Persian, Portuguese, and Slovak. They have one in Slovak. That's interesting. If you want to, you can limit this to just English or just English and Spanish if you're only going to use those few languages. Sorry, hold on one second. That was my phone. Sorry. So the one other thing that I was going to tell, you can also use the term not in the search if we wanted entertainment with teens and adolescents, but not children. We can do that, but then whenever I use the not phrase, I'm always a little bit concerned that there's going to be an article that's going to be a brilliant article talking about entertainment with teenagers and adolescents, and then in one paragraph it's going to talk about the difference between the way that teens and the way that children perceive entertainment. And if I put not children, it's going to eliminate that article from my search term. So I usually don't like to use the term not, but I acknowledge that there are some instances where you would have to use the term not to define your search. So one other thing, when you're going through these articles, if none of these are really helpful for you, if you're looking through these articles and they're not quite what you're looking for, I'm trying to see one that's got a lot of subjects here. The subjects area can usually be helpful to define how EBSCO thinks. EBSCO might use different words and phrases than what you would use to define this article. So if you can find an article that's like at least in the right ballpark to what you're looking for, like let's say most of these articles are really bad, but this one's kind of okay. Look under the subject headings and see what they use here. Like they use teenagers, but let's try internet marketing. Maybe internet marketing. Maybe I wasn't really interested in teenagers and entertainment. Maybe I was interested in teenagers and internet marketing. So I can just kind of copy that and put that up here in my search term. And I'm going to put quotes around it before I put it in here. Internet marketing and teens or adolescents. So you can use those subject lines to kind of modify your search terms up here to kind of bring something a little bit more exact. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
It does? Okay, good. Sorry. Are there any questions up to this point? I know I've mostly just been using the EBSCO database, but there's a lot of other ones we can use too. I think I have time to show you one more just really quickly. Sorry. Let me go back to the A to Z list of databases. Oh, and this is still looking under the film and media ones, but let me go back to all subjects. We do have another bunch of databases, a group of databases called ProQuest. There's one called ProQuest Central, for example, and you'll see there's a lot of ProQuests here. I said before, like, I like to think of EBSCO as a big evil corporation of, reference databases. If you think of EBSCO as being like the Coca-Cola of databases, ProQuest is Pepsi. They're like the second biggest evil corporation. So they're mostly the same. There's a little bit of differences between the databases. And right now I'm going to ProQuest Central. ProQuest Central is a multidisciplinary database. It's kind of like EBSCO's. EBSCO has one called Academic Search Premier. ProQuest has ProQuest Central. So it's multidisciplinary. It covers a little bit of everything. So no matter what your subject is, there's a good chance that you'll find it in ProQuest Central or in EBSCO Academic Search Premier. So I can do that same search that I was doing before. Well, let's look up, for example, internet and teens or adolescents. And I can use the same, adolescents. I can use the same tricks as I used before. I can still, use or, I can still use the truncation. If I had a multi-word phrase in here, I could have put quotes around it. Here I can limit to only peer-reviewed articles, only articles that have been reviewed by other experts in that field. So that might be helpful. Some of your professors might insist that you use peer-reviewed articles. There was a way to do that in EBSCO too, but I neglected to show you. So I can do a search here. ProQuest at, God, 932,000. I was about to say, I feel like ProQuest has a little bit of a looser algorithm for searching. I know that's like very technical and jargony, but I feel like ProQuest will usually find you more articles, but the articles you find in EBSCO will usually be a little bit more accurate. And bear in mind that that's just a generalization. Depending on what you're searching for, like you could be searching for some topic that's got a lot of things in EBSCO and nothing in ProQuest, or vice versa. Different databases have different strengths in different areas. This one has one in French. And as in EBSCO, we'll see over on the side here, it's got this timeline here. These articles go back to 1859. You might not necessarily want an article from when Queen Victoria was alive. So we can just bring this over to like the last 10 years. And that's still over 497. Wow, it's almost 500,000. And that's just from 2010. And then from here, you can narrow that down even more if you want it to be only the last like 5 years. But, okay, now we're getting a more manageable number. See, so in this case, when it's 230,000, I might say, okay, now we need to go up here and let's, I don't know, include, say, mental health. Just to narrow it down a little bit more. And that's still a lot. And as with EBSCO, some of these will be available full text PDF, or just plain full text. Like this one, just plain full text, which means that's the same thing as HTML full text, basically. So one other good thing about ProQuest, and I'm surprised EBSCO, I don't think EBSCO has this quite yet. Oh, I don't know why my words are running over each other here. ProQuest will also have this thing that says cited by right here. This will tell you how many other authors have cited this article in their own references page at the end of the article. So like this one, wow, it's got 41. Oh, no, it's only cited by 2. It's got 41 references. That's expectable. But if you find an article in here, and now I'm not seeing cited bys. Here's one, references, cited by 6. So if you see an article like this one, for example, and you're looking at it and it's from July 2018, and you think, wow, this is a great article. I wonder if there's been any more research in this topic, in strengthening college students' mental health knowledge awareness and helping behaviors. you're wondering if there's been any more recent research since 2018. And then you drop down here and you notice, oh, cited by 6. So if we click on that, these are 6 people who cited this article in their own research. So you can see these here. And some of them actually have the full text PDF available as well. Some of these also have that order a copy. Like I said, you can like order a copy and pay for it and stuff like that. But in this case, it looks like it does have the full text, so you don't have to order it online. It's got a little shopping cart there. Yep, here's the full article. So that's ProQuest. It's very similar to EBSCO. If you go to any of these articles, it also should list the subject headings as well. Usually right here, it's got the different subject headings. ProQuest usually has fewer subject headings than EBSCO does, and they're more general. The other good thing about ProQuest is that, again, if none of these articles are helpful to you, if you can at least find one in the right ballpark, over on the right side here will give you related articles. So if all those articles were not what you were looking for, but this one was kind of sort of more close to what you were looking for, here are a bunch of other articles that are similar to this one, similar based on ProQuest's algorithms and such like that. So any questions about the ProQuest database or any of the other databases? I'm going to go back to the homepage for right now. Okay, so let me just close some of these tabs up here. One other thing I want to tell you really quick, we've got like 10 minutes. I want to tell you about our periodicals list. We have databases A to Z here, and we have periodicals A to Z. Now, periodicals A to Z, this is going to help you find articles, but only if you're looking for a specific article. Periodicals A to Z is not going to help you unless you know specifically what article you're looking for. So if we were looking for something about the mental health in the entertainment industry, and our best friend says, oh, you know what? There was a great article in the August 2018 issue of the Journal of Film and Media or something like that. And we say, okay, that's great. There's, I know exactly where, when that article was, but how do I find that particular journal? Journal of, I don't know if there is a such thing as a Journal of Film and Media. I just kind of made that up. Journal of Film and Media. Sounds like it should be the name. Academic? That should probably be academic. I feel like that's in here wrong. Is there anything? Projector, a Journal of Film and Media Culture. Okay, so let's say, for example, our best friend said, oh, there's a great article about that in Projector, a journal on film, media, and culture from 2018. And you say, that's great, but how do I find that? If we looked up Projector here, it says that EBSCO Open Access Journals has it from 2008 to the present. So we go there. And it just takes us to the journal. Usually it'll take us to like a kind of a halfway page that will show us all the dates listed on the side, and then we can click on one of those dates to get to the issue that we want. Let's go summer 2018, and will it take us to the whole? Oh yeah. So this should be all of the articles that were in that particular journal. So we could read the whole article here. This is an e-journal, and I don't like the way it's like gray on white, so it's really difficult to read. But let me go back here. So yeah, any of these, it will tell you which databases have which journals. So if any of these journals were something that you're interested in, this would tell you how you get to them through all of the databases that we have. You might have noticed, if I go back up here a bit, some of them will have this thing which says, like, Historical Journal of Film, Radio, and Television. It's available in that EBSCO Communication and Mass Media Complete. They've got it from 1990 to the present, but then they have this full text delay of 18 months. whatever whatever contract this particular publication has with the EBSCO company, they have it set so that EBSCO can't publish any of the articles that came out within the last 18 months because, the people who publish this journal want people to actually go out and buy, the physical journal. They don't want people to just be able to go to EBSCO and get all of the articles for free. So they have what's called a full text. Well, it's called an embargo. So the articles available full text are going to go from 1990 right up until we're in February. So I'm trying to think what was 18 months previous. So it's going to go right up to 18 months ago. And then once we get into March, it will be, though that issue will become available online. So that's the periodicals list. It can be very helpful to you, but it's only helpful to you if you know specifically what article you're looking for. It's also good if you found a great article, but you want to find other things. So you go to the references page in the back of the article, and you can look for those articles as well to see like what articles the original author referenced. Okay, so I promise the last thing I'm going to show to you is going back to the Learning Commons homepage, is I'm just going to quickly talk about the research guides. These research guides right here, these are kind of like these online guides that were created by we the librarians to be like a study guide for many of the subjects that we teach at Kane. So if you've been listening to none of what I've been saying here today, please visit the research guides. They'll be very helpful to you. You can just go here by subject. We've got one here by performing arts. There's another film and media. I'm going to go to the performing arts one. So we have ones on American drama, music, and theater. I'm going to go to the theater one. I don't know if it's any good because I actually created this one. There's my big face right over here on the side. Oh, nope. I'm not sharing that tab. There's my big face on the side there. And this gives you an overview of where you can find the best resources on theater in the theater category. Here's our multimedia resources. We have encyclopedias listed down here. Some of them are in print in the Learning Commons. Some of them are e-resources. And then when you go up to the top here, we have how you would find books, how you would find articles. We can click on Find Articles. This will tell you all the best databases to find articles on theater, on the topic of theater. And there's EBSCO's Academic Search Premier, the BBC Shakespeare Plays, Humanities International. That's good. We have a database called JSTOR. JSTOR is a really good database. I don't give JSTOR enough credit because I have this love-hate relationship with JSTOR. It's a great database. Sometimes it's not user-friendly. It seems like it's trying to keep me from getting to the articles, so I have to fight with it. But it is a really good database that has a lot of information, and it's all peer-reviewed, and it's multidisciplinary, so it covers a little bit of everything. Project Muse is similar. It's another multidisciplinary database, but it's mostly strong in the humanities and the social sciences. And then lastly, on the research guides, we have a way to find websites. Ordinarily, you're not encouraged to go to anything that's just free on the web because we assume anything that's free on the web was probably done by some guy in his mother's basement just making stuff up. But these web resources have been evaluated by a librarian, in this case me, to be a little bit more reliable sources of information. So you're not just going to find like Bob's theater website. You're going to find Actors Equity, New York Times Theater Section, Playbill was listed here. And then there's a drop down that if you want to look for career resources in theater, or there's a full one just on Shakespeare information that I did. So it'll be a little bit more reliable websites than just what you would find around the world. Oh, this actually took you to the whole Shakespeare guide. So it's got lots of other things here as well. Okay. Are there any questions about anything that I've mentioned here today, or anything that I haven't mentioned here today? Because again, I'm a librarian, so that's kind of what I do. No?
No questions.
Okay. All right. In that case, thank you all for coming. Let me stop recording this. Anybody watching this recording later, thank you for watching this recording.